can you reap the potential of customer experience? How can you gain the business benefits in your organization that we've just talked about? Well, I think it helps to talk about a company that is known for providing a great customer experience, and that is Uber. And I know Uber is not very popular here in France. However, they do provide a fantastic customer experience. And that customer experience really connects with their customers in 3 ways. First of all, they connect with their customers' hands. They allow their customers to do something that they really need to do. They connect with their customers' heads. They make it easy for their customers to do that thing that they're trying to do. And they also connect with their customers' hearts. So when we think about these 3 parts of the body, we can think about our hands and the service or product, the experience of providing being effective. Again, the head is about it being easy, not taking up a lot of cognitive load. And then the heart, we want the experience to be enjoyable. So Uber hits on all 3 of these things. Let's talk about being effective. Uber helps us get from point A to point B. That is really all we are trying to do when we call an Uber. And of course, this is what taxis have done for us over the years as well. They have gotten us from point A to point B. But the reason that Uber has been so disruptive is because they are now hitting not just on the hands, but on the head and the heart, which is what the taxi industry has failed to do for decades. So when we talk about Uber being easy and connecting with our heads, they do things like making it very, very easy for us to find a lost item that we've left in a car, maybe, or to get a fare review, or to get a copy of a receipt. Now, these things may not have been impossible to do with a taxi company, but certainly we would have had to run around in circles, probably for days, in order to accomplish these tasks. And let's talk about connecting with our hearts. I don't know what Uber does here in France, but in the US, you can actually, on certain days, call a kitten and have a kitten delivered to your home or office to play with for about 10 minutes. And yes, it's delivered in an Uber. All the proceeds go to an animal welfare charity. Now, you might be thinking, okay, we can't deliver kittens to our customers. How are we going to do this? Well, if you can't be as easy to deal with as Uber, you can still think about an E that's connected to the head. You can think about your customer's level of effort. How much perceived effort do your customers have to put in order to do business with you? And I know a lot of you are probably in industries where you're thinking, oh, we just can't be enjoyable to work with. No one is going to enjoy filling out an insurance application, right? But you can still connect to your customer's heart by being emotionally relevant to them. Now, Uber does this as well. It's not just about sending kittens and ice cream cones to people's homes. When Uber has provided that transparency in where the cars are in relation to our location, they are providing us with a sense of calm, a sense of security. This really has nothing to do about going from point A to point B. It really has nothing to do with how easy it is. This is really making us feel secure and connecting to our heart. So when we are thinking about making our interactions with our customers effective and easy and enjoyable, we often think about individual touch points, right? We want to think about the website. We want to think about our call center. We want to think about the new mobile app that we're developing. But this is really an outdated way of looking at all of your customer interactions. McKinsey & Company did some research, and what they found was that journey performance is significantly more strongly linked to economic outcomes than our touch points alone. Journey performance. What the heck is journey performance? Well, this is the customer journey. This is an archetypal journey, and I would argue that every single interaction that you have with your customers will fall into one of these buckets. Your customers start out needing something. They need to get from point A to point B. They need a particular piece of information. And then they seek out solutions. They broaden their search. They choose a particular solution. They narrow down their options until they choose a particular one. And then there's a give-get. I used to have this give labeled buy, but with a lot of organizations, let's take Facebook, for example, you're not actually giving money to get something in return. With Facebook, you're giving your own information to get something in return. But there is a give-get, some type of exchange. And then you use whatever product or service you've gotten through that value exchange. You probably have to fix it at some point along the way. And then, if you love that product or service, you've had a great experience, you're going to return to a previous point in that journey. Or perhaps, if you haven't had a great experience, you're going to leave. Now, this is an archetypal journey because these steps don't always occur in the same order with every company, and sometimes some customers may not go through some of these steps at all. If you look at a restaurant, for example, there might be restaurants where you give your money and then you get your food, and there are, of course, other restaurants where you get your food and then you give your money. But all of the different interactions that you have with your customer will fall into this journey. So I want to show you a couple of ways that you can document this journey in a customer journey map so that you can understand really what your customers are going through. And the first journey map that I want to show you comes from a company called Intuit. They make tax software that allows you to do your taxes on your own. But if you're not completely comfortable doing that, you can get some help from a tax professional. And this is a journey map that shows what a customer going through that process, what she thinks, what she feels, what her emotions are along the way. Now, I know that those of you in the back can't read anything on this slide. I'm guessing those of you in the front are probably even having a bit of trouble, but that's okay. That's actually the beauty of the journey map, because it's a visualization that helps you understand this customer's journey at a glance. So no matter where you are in this room, I bet you can see this left to right orientation. These are all of the steps that the customer goes through as she interacts with this particular tax professional and with Intuit. She finds out about this service. She then schedules a meeting. She waits and wonders. She has her phone meeting. She waits and wonders some more. And then she finally gets approval for her taxes and e-files. I hope you can also see that undulating yellow line that goes up and down. Where it's going up, those are the good parts of the journey for her, and where it goes down, those are the bad parts of the journey. And I want to enlarge just a little bit of the text here so that you can get a sense for the type of information that's captured here. At this particular spot where she is waiting and wondering prior to her phone call, it says she's worried, and it actually lists some of the things that she's worried about. I wonder if they got my fax. Do I need to be near my computer for the phone meeting? I'm not sure what to expect. And so we can start to understand her thoughts, her emotions, her perceptions, so that we can then figure out what parts of this journey we need to focus our resources on so we can give her a better experience and reap those business benefits that we talked about a few minutes ago.